Hi everybody, this is EDC Austria, I'm Stefan. Welcome back to part 2 of our LED series. This time we are talking about EDC lights. Basically I've chosen my top 5 EDC lights and like to show them to you. I've chosen one AAA, also on the account that I thought it was another light, which you'll hear when I show them in the dark. I thought this was the TI4, not the TI5, but that's on me. Then we have two CR123A lights and two AA, or in those cases also 14500 lights. The difference between AA and 14500 is that 14500s are lithium ion and they contain a higher current and therefore can put out way more energy and go a lot brighter, but for a more limited period of time. But like in the last video when we talked about the 10440s, you get the advantage of having a very bright light, and in case you don't get a replacement light or can't recharge it, you can just get a regular AA in this case and replace it. So let's start with the first light, which is the TI5 from ThruNite, a very common light. As you can see in my hand, it's pretty small. It has basically 3 modes, which you can access by either clicking through or twisting the top, and it has those awesome strobe mode that will activate once you go 2 times through the entire menu. Well, if that is tactically viable, I don't know, but I've used this light for EDC purposes in the work. If you look for something in a dark room or behind a server or something, even the 100 lumens this one has are more than enough. But now we are gonna go to some stronger lights. These here are CR123A batteries. This kind of battery. Those were pretty much bought because, not bought, these were made and developed because they noticed that what they had on the market wasn't strong enough anymore, and they only had very expensive photo batteries that could do the job. So they built something in between. Okay, so here we have the O-Light S10 baton, which is also a bit of an older model, but it still serves its purpose very well. It has 400 lumens. As all the O-Light baton products, you just click it once to turn it on. It has a memory effect. That means memory mode, that it goes automatically to the last strength you had it in. Some people prefer that it goes off in the highest strength, medium or light, low or whatever, and you press double click for strobe. Like I said earlier, this uses a CR123A battery, and that's also what makes it possible to make this light so immensely small and yet have 400 lumens output. Then we have something of, this is a Phoenix E15. It was ordered as an EDC light, but then on its blister packaging, that's why I have nothing left of it, it said it's actually a keychain light, although to me it seems way too big to be a keychain light. Well, whatever, it has 450 lumen. If you don't need a clip for it, a pocket clip, it will fit well in your jeans pocket if you don't carry it in a bag. So for that kind of purpose it would be very good. It has 4 modes which you can only activate with the twisted top, so that kind of sucks, but what you gonna do? I honestly wouldn't recommend that much. It's just interesting because of its tiny size. We'll get to the prices in a little bit. Speaking of prices, here we have our first AA or 15500 model, which is a security Inga 520 lumen light, which it of course only reaches with the 14500 battery. With a regular AA you still get 300 out of the thing. You have a nice tail switch. It has also a memory mode, so it goes in the last mode it was in. You have 3 brightness settings, an SOS and a strobe. Okay, and finally we have our new champion in the EDC category, which is the Olight S1A. It came after much consumer demand. They love the Olight S1, which was the successor to this lamp, but it still had the pretty uncommon CR123A battery, which not all people can get easily, and if you're in a pinch or it's an emergency and you need a AA, these you can always find. And of course it takes the 14500, so if you use a 14500 it goes up to a burst mode of 600 lumens, and with a regular AA it goes to 220 lumens, which is still pretty bright. With a double click you're right at the strongest mode. With a triple click from any position you can activate strobe. And the regular modes, which if you count them are 4, only the Phoenix has 4 also, and they cycle a lot faster than with the old Olight models, so that's nice. And this one is really as tiny as you can build a AA light without kind of giving up strength, and strength is something that all these have in common. I mean, I'm not so sure with this one because it feels not that sturdy, but still I've tried to get rid of the black anodizing with the back of a knife. I tried all 4 knives pretty intensively. No dice, they are all still as new and I carried them a lot. As for battery recommendations, with the 16 euro through night, you best go with Aniloops or Aniloop Pros in this case if you use it a lot. Now it gets interesting. It really depends what you are using your CR123A light for. If you generally use it often, then I suggest you get a charger and get a rechargeable one. You get about, for 12 bucks, you get 2 very good Olight rechargeable ones. If you have it sitting for years without using it, then it's probably best you get a regular non-rechargeable Duracell, because these things have a shelf life of 10 years and don't need to be checked up on. So if you use it frequently, you will be more than safe with a regular RCR or 16340 as they are called now, the rechargeable ones. Or if it's a spare light that is in some closet or so, get a good battery for it. And with the AA or 14500, if you don't need the high powered modes, which in most cases you won't really need, because even the minimum, in this case 220, I mean the maximum with a AA battery, 220 lumens is more than enough. You can use Energizer rechargeables or Eneloop like I showed last time. Couldn't find any today. As for 14500, I've grown pretty fond of Trustfire, honestly. Those are great batteries, easy to recharge. And the lights usually come with a primer battery, which is lithium ion but non-rechargeable. It's basically a longer lasting AA battery. I don't know, just like that it's at OLED. As for the prices, 16 euro, the S10 was 50. The few that are still out there are still around that price if you can get a deal and don't really care about the extra size or the extra strength you get with the other one, because the regular S1 now has 500 lumens, so 100 more. If you get a great deal, take this one with its 450 lumens is exactly 30 euro, but don't forget this has a twist top only, no switches of any kind. This security link is a real bargain. It goes for 16 euro, and like I said, I tried on all my lights. I used the back of a knife and tried to scrape it off or see if I can expose something. No dice. And of course the Olight S1A is a new product, so it costs the regular $49.95. This is both dollars and euro, even though the euro is higher. Okay, pretty much those are my favorite EDC lights. You're gonna see in the following some light comparisons filmed in the dark. Those were filmed with my old camera, and also I thought that the TI5 was the TI4. Otherwise they're great. Basically I like every light here for its purpose, even the Phoenix. If you forget it, it has a twisty top, which I don't like on an EDC light, but the size is fantastic. So take that as you will and have fun with the light comparison. Bye bye. Hey guys, I thought it would be nice to tell you what the requirements actually were for me to select a light as an EDC light, and mainly those were to be very portable, so that's why I chose lights like this, and especially this one, because I found this just way too big to be in the flashlight in the keychain category. Also, if possible, be resistant to the IPX8 standard, meaning being able to be dropped from 2 meters and being water resistant to up to 1.5 meters, although I'm not sure about this little one, because a twist top, it might be possible. With this one I might actually try it out. As for personal favorites, it really is the Olight S1. But to show you what they come with, that's also something I have neglected. This is actually the cheapest one, which costs 16 bucks. And in here you have a whole bunch of stuff. Okay, I dropped the battery, but we don't need that anyway. Sorry, my hands are a bit dirty, but I was just working and then realized I forgot something. Okay, you get another cap. You get actually 3 different colors. You get a whole new tail assembly. That's nice. You get an O-ring and the lens, and finally the lanyard. That's pretty cool. Usually you get a lanyard and an O-ring, maybe a battery, and a user manual, which is something this one didn't come with. But in this case, Olight especially makes good ones. But they do everything pretty well, so currently you don't pay price for brand, only if you buy Surefire. But with the high name brands like Olight and Nightcore, for those kind of things you pay what they are worth, and they are worth a lot as they are just built better. Although I have honestly yet to find a flaw with this 16-buck security. It really has changed my whole outlook on cheap lights. I mean, I'm gonna keep buying the expensive ones. Still, nice that you have an option. Okay, but that's it now really, otherwise this may get too long. Tomorrow I will air the final part. This will be dedicated lights, meaning car lights, home lights, which will mostly be 18650 lights. Okay, talk to you then, bye. Okay, we're gonna start with the lights now, and we'll start with the weakest one. This is the TrueNight TI4. It looks pretty bright on camera, but in real life it doesn't so much. Well, let's go to the next one. Here we have the Olight S10, which is here in its strongest mode, but I'll cycle through the mode so you can see. And like I explained earlier, a double click will initiate strobe. Okay. Here we have the real tiny Phoenix E15, but it was too big for me to be used in the keychain category. Then we have the budget option, the security ink light, and you see when I go through the modes, here's the strongest one by the way, that it doesn't work well with the camera. So let's stop that right here. So, and finally here's the Olight S1A, which is here in its 600 lumens mode, and I can cycle through the modes very fast, and triple click is the strobe function, which also changes up the frequency. Okay, maybe this gives you some idea of the strength, but I doubt it, but any of the lights will be okay. And yeah, like the video if you like it, and subscribe if you wanna see more of those kinds of videos. Thanks and bye bye.